Yeah, another day, another dirty dollar, yo. Slightly further ahead than the end of this video shows. Doing the back carve, roughing it out. Really having to like look hard. Take my glasses off. As you can see, I'm not wearing them, but I mean, it's what you got to do to kind of see. It's kind of hard to get to the line. There's always problem areas. When you follow around the curve, you're basically going at sometimes with the grain and sometimes across the grain. Once you hit the butt end, your knife likes to dig in kind of unevenly. So it's always a trick to go around. But by the time I'm at the end of this video, I'm pretty close to blanking it out. And now it sits kind of ready to finish. I think I'm just going to get out the 120 from here and just kind of finish it. It's still rough, but it's shaped, it's got kind of a good shape, and it really looks kind of cool. It looks like it's holding its breath in a little bit. So yeah, and it's comfortable, like that belly carve in there, and that's a real belly carve, people. It's not like on your offset or on your strat, that thing that makes your guitar just kind of wobble in every single direction uncontrollably. This basically makes it so it doesn't move at all. This is a true belly carve, and what this does is make it so your instrument doesn't move. It doesn't move back and forth at all. As like you could see, like when people play guitar, there's a dynamic that happens, and at some point their arm starts to wiggle the guitar when they move. Basically, what you have to do is you have to like put your legs out and cock your knees a little bit, and it goes away. I mean, unless you're wearing it too high, and then it won't literally either won't move or will do nothing but move, one or the other. I mean, I think if you jack the guitar all the way up, it just doesn't move. But having it kind of having like a large midsection, which I do, like my torso is long. It rocks back and forth, and that's what I end up doing. I just end up putting my legs out and bending my knees a little bit, and that stops the thing from moving. But if you have a guitar that's either that's radiused some way on the back like that, like it will never move. It will just stay there, and it kind of just takes your belly in, you know. So it feels good. It kind of works. This guitar is 3 inches, but at the side, I think you'll find it like 2 and change. I can actually measure that right now. I should. Slightly curious about what it is. Squeaky ass fucking chair. I'll put some oil on that shit, hey? Ends up about 2 inches. A little bit more in some places. Probably a little bit less in some places. Yeah, that's 1.5 inches. Wait, no, that's 2 inches. Never mind. Yeah, about 2 inches. So that's a pretty big deal. I mean, and it's probably more than 3 inches, maybe. But yeah, that's a big difference. You know, it's like a big instrument that fits in a smaller area. It kind of works very well. I'm super stoked about playing it. Like I just, and I'm nervous. I got all those nerves in me. And what if something's off and this and that? And Oh, just butterflies, but I can't wait to play it. Um, Today I spent time making the metal parts, the string catcher in the back. I drilled all the holes for the bridge that worked perfectly. The call that I used worked perfectly. Drilled holes that matched, like the bridge matches on the back of the instrument, and I mean, it couldn't have been better. Um, so yeah, I'm happy that these drilling calls work, and I've got a whole bunch of them now. So even for like the tuners and stuff, and two, it's a pretty lightweight instrument. I mean, putting the back on, put a little bit more weight on. Bridge will give it some weight, and then tuners and stuff and strings. Well, I don't think the strings weigh too much, but I definitely want to weigh it. Thinking about either bringing it to the post office or somewheres where I can weigh it. But yeah, it feels good. I've sat with it. I've kind of placed it on my gut, and I think it's going to balance well, and I think it's going to do the job. I don't have a toggle for the front. I got to get a strap toggle for the front, and I don't know what I'm going to get it off of. I mean, I should have one. I know I have one, but it's a set, and I'll be breaking it up. I mean, maybe I should just, yeah, I should just use the one and then just use the other. And it's gold too, and none of the hardware on here is gold. The frets are gold, and I think there's gold on the tuners. They're gold and black or something. Weird. Almost wanted to do a wood bridge at the very end, but then I don't like the idea of not having an adjustable bridge. Um, if I'm going to gig or travel with something, it's going to have an adjustable bridge. Like even if I end up making acoustic bridges with a bone, there'll be some element of that that's adjustable. And I'm trying to figure out in my mind how to do that, but I think it's just going to be two Allen wrench screws on each side, and the bridge will go down to a piece of metal or something that's held by the screws, and you just screw it up, and it'll bring the bridge up. So I'm assuming that's how it works in other adjustable bridges. I'm not going to do the metal saddles because why would you? You know. So if I'm going to use metal saddles, I'll just use a metal bridge, for a guitar. The advantage of being able to do a acoustic bridge, I think, would be to truly have flexibility with the string spacing, not to have to worry about conforming to what the bridge can do. There's a lot of different ways of making an instrument, and you can you can fan the frets. You can make multi-scale instruments a couple different ways. You can have strings that are sympathetic, which it might enter the next build. A lot of stuff in my mind. Like I'm so happy that I pulled this back off here, because then that means I can do more of curving and scribing and stuff like that, which the entire back like curves. So it's not just the bowl on the back, the two sides kind of bend in and curve, and they are laminated on that curve. So the the back is also pretty much lammed to the neck. Um, and the neck goes all the way to the bridge. So, and you can see that. I mean, it really looks now like the neck is kind of poking through a little bit. Not that the back is that thin. I mean, there's at least a quarter inch of wood there. I have at least a 1/4 inch of wood on the top, which I don't know how much more sanding that I'm going to do. But the thing is, you could just keep sanding and sanding and sanding it and making it thinner. And at this point, I'm way, way, way more worried about balance than I am tuning it to that degree. I mean, I don't want it to be a full acoustic instrument, really. I don't want the feedback. I want to be able to play it live. And if it sounds good, if it's loud and stuff, that's great. I'll even live with it without the, using speakers and stuff. But there's so many things that you could do with these instruments and so many different ideas that I have. I mean, the sympathetic strings, that's a really, really good idea. I like the nylon strings. I wanted to use different woods, but I'm scared of literally the weight of them. But I think I'm going to hollow out the neck and then put a set of strings that go through the neck, and then there'll be sympathetic strings that don't get played inside the neck ringing that will counteract the strings that are on top. This is something I've seen some builder do. These things have been around for ages. It's not that I came up with any of this stuff. I've been influenced by builders, and I pay attention to what other people do and have done through the years. But I got a lot of different design things like in my head. I do want to do the 3-dimensional scribing stuff, and I do want to make things even, for one, thicker and thinner at the same time. I mean, like I said, that's 2-inch thick sides, and it's at least a 3-inch thick guitar. So, and I think it would be even more if you laid it on the table. It would be over that 3-inch mark. So, but then you can even add more depth to something and carve it even thinner. Like I want to get the top horn to kind of curve in a little bit and hug the person, hug the player a little bit more, and bend out of the way of the neck. Thank you.